Yeah, hello students. Good afternoon. Has been the weekend, and now our tests. Yeah, I can sure say for a break it was fine. I've been marking, and so far, well, it's been good, but there's still always room for improvements. Let's go for the success of that. All right. Okay, so this video is to point out some, and let me just say correction video as that have been tagged. It's to point out some aspects of the lesson that of the test, sorry, that we did not do very well, and some how the marking and all of that is being done. Now, when you get the link to your test, but that's your test sheet, that's the Google sheet where you've answered your questions. When you get it back, by God's grace, you will see that I've added scores to the theory, and you will see that your scores will be over 40. You see so points of 40. With that something point of 40 to something point of 40, something like that. Now it's appearing like that. Just note that whatever you scored as we multiplied by 2.5, that's your over 100. Whatever you score. So if you score 30, multiply by 2.5, that's 75% that you have already. If you score 20, that's 50%. And if you scored 40, that's 100%. So whatever you scored, multiply by 2.5 over 40. Your objective, you'll see the correction clearly stated there. That the correct answers have been picked. So you just pay attention to the details. Please pay attention to the details. That's one thing I really need to focus on with us. Pay attention to details. We really ignored some details, and it costs a lot for us. Okay, so the objective, you will see if you got the question right, you see it having a green uh, mark, and if you got the question wrong, you see it cancelled, and then beneath the question you see your correction will be there, clearly stated there. Now in the theory, in the case of theory, please don't pay attention that much to the colors as the green or the red. Pay attention to the points. You see the points of each questions have been put there. So you see something over the total mark. Like for example, we have four questions there. That's question 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. Question 1A is 6 points. So pay attention to the mark before the point. So you might be getting 6 over 6, 5 over 6. If this 5 over 6, you will see the color. The color there will be red, like you missed something. That's the answers. But if you got 6 over 6, it will be green. That you scored everything present there. That's just don't look at red, green. Not pay attention to the scores and then to the total. The total will be at the top where you have the section B theory. Alright, so you pay attention to all of that. Okay, so let's just trash some things out. Next time we have such tests like this, always ensure that you tune in. Always ensure you tune in, even after answering your questions. By the time you click on the question, it opened a link on your browser, and you answer the questions on the browser. Come back to the Google Classroom to click turn in, so that I will be able to send your scores, your 100% scores. Not all of you will get the 100% score, except you are going to be looking for your emails one by one and sending. Well, I will try to do that. Try to locate those of you that are not going to get the scores because you did not turn in. So always ensure that you turn in. I will try as much as possible to make sure that all your activities from now henceforth will try as much as possible to make it Google Forms, so we get used to it. The world is advancing, we also must advance. So let's get used to that. Let's note that. All right. So talk about the scores, what you should expect, and the issue of turning in. And let's now look at the correction proper. Question 1A is asking you to give reasons why weeds are difficult to control. Weeds are difficult to control. Okay, weeds are like our hearts. The Bible says we should guard our hearts with all diligence, because out of it comes the issues of life. We should guard our hearts. The weeds, the land That our heart is like a land, and if you are not careful, weeds will grow there. Weeds will grow there. What's weed in the spiritual context? Weed is polluted thoughts, thoughts that are not of God. What you want to grow is the crop you want to plant. I'm sure this I just said answers the question in the objective, the last question. You said the correction anyway. All right. So what we want is the crop. As we want the fruit of the spirit to manifest in our lives as children. So we have to guard it. We have to take care of this way. So why is it difficult to control? Why is it difficult to get rid of this way? Because the world is ruled by darkness. Ruled by darkness, is ruled by a lot of things in this world is just upside down. Devil is the prince of this world and he's just hovering around, tormenting, making the media polluted, making songs that we listen to polluted, movies we watch polluted. You might just be online and different adverts will just pop up that will take your mind to places you don't want your mind to go to and all of that. So we have to guard our heart. So as farmers, we have to pay attention to our soil. If we don't pay attention, if you slack, the weeds will come up. So, but why are these weeds coming up? Now let's come back to agri. Well, it is very much applicable. Why are these weeds always coming up? I like the points that many of us dropped. Very, very good point. But them just pick out some things, some aspects there that we did not explain very well. That you were saying, some of you were saying, or most of you anyway, were saying that they are dormant. That point is not they are dormant. They produced seed that can be dormant. As in, when the situation is not okay, they will be there, they will not die. That's the meaning. So, and you know, when we're talking about weeds, we're talking about different types of plants. Different types of plants. And in a way, we just classify all of them as weeds. So, when we want to generalize, we have to be very careful of the way we use our points. We have to be very, very, very careful of the way we use when making generalizations. Be careful of your vocabulary. Don't be definitive. Don't say this is how it is. Suggest it. They may have long. Some of the seeds might die, but most of the seeds can withstand all of that. Then they can thrive in all seasons. Not they thrive in all seasons. They can thrive in all seasons. Not all of them that can thrive. So you suggest it. You cannot afford to be definitive. Eh? And then you said some of you are saying that they have their weeds can be dispersed by or their weeds are dispersed by wind. It's not all of them. So you can say most of them, these are things that we pay attention to. I just must point out these corrections so that we get acquainted with them. And when we are discussing and using some of these technical terms as our vocabularies in this aspect, we'll be careful the way we present our points. We need to be careful there. So that's correction on that. Then common weeds and their botanical name. That was what many of us read as the question. We did not see leguminous. Leguminous weeds. So please, and in the instruction, I think as uh, the post that we had on the stream page before the questions were posted. I wrote it there clearly telling you to read everything twice before doing anything. So many of you, you lost points there. We have Mukuna, we have Stylo, we have Kalopo, we have Tridas, we have Botanic. There are plenty. There are plenty leguminous weeds that their botanical names. But you did not see leguminous. You were writing elephant grass. Anything that is grass is not legume. It's grass. Gaianus, what's the name? Gamba grass. Gaianus, Tectorium, all those ones. They are grasses. Kogon is a grass. Spear is a grass. So all these, those were the answers you were presenting. Well, it is well in Jesus' name. All right, number 2A, method of selection. You'd have read it again. Method of selection. Method of selection is natural selection, artificial selection. The question did not ask for method of artificial selection. So many of you were listing pure line, progeny, pedigree. No, natural, artificial, and then distinguish between them. And then another thing I want to point out is many of us are using Google. It's not, you are cheating yourself. Why did I say you are cheating yourself? Well, you may think you've been smart enough to provide the answers. Of course, I'll give you the marks if what you presented is correct. But I would just, you will check the individual feedback of each of the questions. You will see my comments there. And I put it there that use your own words. If you see anywhere I put use your own word, that there's element of you copying from either the e-notes or from the textbook. No, you shouldn't be. You are cheating yourself. Why did I say that? You don't let the teacher know your true state or the true level of knowledge that you have attained. So when I don't know, how can I help? That's the truth. So you have to pay serious attention to what, knowing it, and then giving the answers on your own. Don't seek external help. You are in school to learn. Nobody is forcing you to school. You are in school to learn. If you feel you are being forced, well, you would understand later on that you need to pass through this phase. So please don't let what is going on around spoon has come, stone has come. Don't just deal with that with anybody. Don't deal with that with anybody. You need the education. So pay attention to it. I can be smart. Yeah, that's not smart. Or that is actually foolishness. To be sincere with you, I must be very frank. I saw some of you just downloaded Google. It was very obvious. Some of you copied the e-notes and you didn't even copy it very well, sir, because you just brought it word for word. Anyway, it is well. So you will see my comments there. I just supposed to use your own words. Anyway, you say use your own words. It means I see you. That's what it means. I see you. I see what you're doing, but you are cheating yourself. That's the truth. So I cannot really measure. I cannot really measure your state, and I will not know how to help you. When you go to the hospital and the doctor is asking you what is wrong with you, and you cannot really explain. How do you want the doctor to help you? By the time they scan, and what if the problem is psychological? How do you want the doctor to be able to help you if you don't talk? And there's this saying that Tell about Dake in Yoruba, sorry to the Igbo students. Tell about Dake Tarayama, Pam about Dake. If you keep quiet, what is wrong with you? We keep quiet too. So you have to talk for us to know what's wrong with you. Someone else cannot talk for you. Google cannot talk for you. Emails cannot talk for you. You talk. Let's know where you are. Pray that God will help us in Jesus' name. Alright, so in the last question, that's 2B, we did very well. We did very well. Many of us did well. In fact, most of us did well. Ways of improving crop productivity, yeah, we all did well. And there's another point I must bring to our attention. We did not number. You would know why I'm particular about numbering in the next topic that we're going to. That's the topic we're going to treat for this week. Our farm accounts and farm reports. We did not number. A good farmer is somebody that pays attention to details. If you don't pay attention to details, you're a goner as a farmer. And not just as a farmer, as any business person. You're a goner. You have to pay attention to dates, to numbers. How many is this? How many is that? You need to pay attention to it. So when you are listing your points and you refuse to number, it has cheated some of you. List 6. You did not number. You end up listing 5 or 7. And at the end of the day, when you list 7, we mark all the 7. We look at which one is we pick, because you are telling us to pick any of our choice. And what I will just do, I will look for the ones you are list correct and I'll pick it. That's how it is. You follow instruction, you follow numbering. It is very essential. It's not wickedness, it is training. Pray that God will help us. So please, I'm not uploading any correction or anything. This is all I'm going to give you, because I want you to go back, look at it, look at the places where you are wrong, and then figure out the answer on your own. That's a better way to learn. The questions were pretty straightforward. If I'm not saying anything, once you go back to the e-notes, you will see your answers there clearly. Alright, so kudos to those of you that did not seek any external help. And those of you that seek the external help, please try better next time. Pray that God will help us all in Jesus' name. Keep safe. Love you.